will continue our exploration of Sharon Salzberg's material on enhancing our meditation practice. One of the things that I like about that article that I sent out earlier and the accompanying pieces of it that I pasted into the emails was that she lists 14 different benefits. And I'm not going to go over all of them at the moment, but I'll just name a few that really got my attention. One of the main benefits that she names of meditation, and Joseph Goldstein, her longtime compatriot at the Insight Meditation Society, also names it. It opens us up. It opens us up to what has long been closed in us. And we have a chance to check in and learn about aspects of ourselves, aspects of our lives that we hadn't previously noticed or been very aware of. She also says that when we meditate, it allows us to come close to, be willing to come close to what we typically avoid. And I suspect that most of you, like me, have a long list of things we love to avoid. And meditating just gives us a little space in which we can come close to them. It helps us be more patient and be a little more connected to what's going on. It also helps us let go of the preconceptions we hold that we are so attached to. It's actually less about letting go of the preconceptions than it is about letting go of the attachments to them. So she offers 5 guidelines about how we can practice in ways that will help us achieve some of these benefits. And we explored 3 of those on Wednesday, and today we will look at the 4th and 5th ones. And both of the 4th and 5th ones really are about ordinary moments in our lives. Mindfulness has the appeal to Kay and me that it has this very practical, pragmatic, everyday quality to it. Yes, we can get lost in a bunch of concepts if we want to, but we don't have to do that. We can instead turn our attention to the ordinary moments of everyday life. And she names a couple of aspects of ordinary moments here that I think are very valuable. One is that mindfulness is always accessible to us. No matter what's happening, no matter how upset we might be, or how excited we might be, or how frustrated we might be, we can always pause and breathe. Whether we're in a meeting, or in a conversation, or driving along, we can always pause and pay attention to our breath. As simple as breathing in and breathing out. I remember once when I was driving and I was feeling particularly anxious about something that had nothing to do with driving, and I recalled some guidance from a mindfulness teacher, and I grabbed hold of the steering wheel, not tightly, but in a way that I could really feel it. It grounded me in the moment, and I took a few deep breaths. And suddenly all this anxiety and tension just floated away. Ordinary moments. We can just come home to this moment. And, as we said on Wednesday, begin again. So often we feel as if we're in a headlong rush towards something. It's often not something important, but it is something that's top of mind for us. And we can stop and breathe and slow that headlong rush. There are very, very few times in life when a headlong rush is serving us. Going forward is fine, But if we do it as we're breathing and as we know we're breathing and feeling our experience. And there's a second aspect in which ordinary moments can be informative about our lives, in which we can apply mindfulness. And this is this fifth guideline that Salzberg offers, which is captured in this phrase, the way we do anything can reflect the way we do everything. In ordinary moments, we can stop and remember what's most important. What is it about what I'm doing right now that matters? What are my values that I really care about? What's my personal spiritual aspiration? And how do my values and what's most important to me and my personal spiritual aspiration inform this moment? How can they inform how I am showing up right now? It's about alignment. It's about maintaining alignment in ordinary moments with what really matters to us. And we can be intentional about that. And when we meditate, often we can stop and reflect on and clarify for ourselves what's most important, what matters to us, shape an intention about how we want to show up. And then we'll have that resource in an ordinary moment to turn toward. Ordinary moments. Stop and breathe, or turn our attention to, how do I really intend to show up right now, in this moment, and this moment, and this moment? If we're not paying attention to how we're showing up in this moment, we're not likely to be very much in alignment with what matters to us. We're not likely to be showing up in alignment in most any moment. So let's turn and do a little practice. Finding a comfortable way of being on the surface we're sitting on. And as we're settling in, taking a couple of deep in-breaths, followed by long, slow out-breaths, letting go of the extra tension or energy. Filling the lungs all the way to the shoulders, all the way, just a little bit more. And holding, and slowly releasing the breath. And allowing ourselves to soften all over. And now paying attention to our breathing. As we're breathing in, knowing that we're breathing in. As we're breathing out, knowing that we're breathing out. experiencing breathing in our full bodies. Feeling the in-breath and the out-breath in every cell of our bodies. Feeling a sense of presence with each breath. Realizing that these are just the ordinary moments of being alive, of living a human life. And now, opening up your mind a bit and recalling a recent unpleasant experience. Nothing awful, but just a little unpleasant. Perhaps it was a conversation. Perhaps you were standing in line or on the telephone on hold or on the telephone dealing with customer service. Or something that happened when you were out driving. Recalling the specifics, putting yourself back in that moment. Noting the frustration, the unpleasantness. Noticing the thoughts that arise, the emotions that arise, and especially notice the accompanying sensations in your body. And now directing your attention to your breath for 3 to 5 counts, knowing that you're breathing in and breathing out, focusing your attention on your breathing. And noticing if there is any shift in the quality of your experience, if some of the unpleasant sensations go away. If the tending to your breath allows you to regroup, come back into this moment just as it is. An example of a difficult, ordinary moment in which you're able to access your breath and bounce back, recenter, regroup. And now shifting our attention and recalling your personal spiritual aspiration, your phrase for freedom, maybe it's perspective, or oneness, or resonance, or fully aware. Whatever is your aspiration in this field of spirituality, of mindfulness, this field that transcends the ordinary aspects of daily life, that brings a greater sense of meaning to your life. Tuning into however you phrase that. Noticing the accompanying sensations in your body as you're tuning into this aspiration. Savoring those moments, savoring those feelings. And now bringing your attention to the activities that are coming up for you today. Just making a brief list. Going to the store, making a telephone call, reading a book, taking a walk, doing something else outside. And give some consideration to how you want to show up during these activities in a way that aligns with your personal spiritual aspiration. Alignment. Manifesting, being true to. Bringing the intention of what matters to you to ordinary moments in your life. And now offering yourself a few words of kindness for being present, for engaging.